Condola Hayes?
Yes?
You can come back here.
Wait.
The block? Where I know y'all from?
Y'all did that museum shit with Crenshaw, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What you doing here, Issa?
Well, I just came here to clear the air.
Is that right?
I found a watch on the ground in the hallway. I was wondering if anyone knew who it belonged to.
You don't touch another barber's head. That's just some shit you don't do.
I was trying to help your ass out so you and the shop ain't lose a customer.
Stop worrying about me and worry about your own bipolar ass.
We're here for another episode of the Wind Downs with Prentice, and I today is my girl and your girl, Yvonne Orji, who really needs no further introduction. Hey, Yvonne.
Pew, 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 pew.
Y'all ready? Oh,
Cheers, yes. In this episode, Molly's mother has a stroke and is in the hospital. And this is a bit of a wake-up call to Molly, who has always been focused on work and herself. Does the news about your mom cause you to shift any priorities in your world?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that the news comes when she's like riding a stranger, I think that helps.
Yes, getting it in.
Perspective, like, oh, no.
Yes.
It progresses really quickly,
Yes.
but for sure, you know, it shifts like what really matters.
Right.
And I think in this episode, she's like, yo, I've just been focused on work and like, I need to be there for my family.
Right.
We can have such tunnel vision about things that we deem priorities, and those health scares will just make you reevaluate everything that you prioritize and make everything feel trivial. And I think for someone like Molly, who we've, over the last couple of seasons, see her prioritize some of the wrong things, this was an opportunity to kind of shift her focus and also show where she's placed in her family. You know, like she is the bearer of so much, and we've never really seen that play out for her.
And a lot of Black women are the anchor in their families, regardless of where you fall. Like, I'm the youngest in my family. God forbid, I know if anything happens, it's all right, it's me. I'm gonna have to, you know, figure it out. And I think, you know, Molly's also one of those people that works on a timeline. So the fact that she's not married with no kids, it's like, I don't know that I am where I want to be, especially if my mom passes. And so I think that weighs very heavily on her too.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you, Yvonne, the person, because you obviously have brothers, like Molly has brothers. Do you see a lot of similarities in terms of how you come with your family versus how Molly deals with her family and sort of like how she and her brothers are?
Are they watching it? Are they gonna watch
I tell them don't watch this.
Okay, so I am definitely the person that's like, can we talk about what happens? And, you know, Nigerian culture is very different. It's like, so you want to kill me? You want me to die? You are talking about, and I'm like, well, you're gonna die eventually, but can we have a plan in place? I'm not trying to kill you, I'm trying to be responsible, because I'm not fighting at the funeral.
But you bring up a great point, because that's something that we discuss in the room. Like, in a lot of our families, and just culturally, it's so hard to set up your death. Sometimes my mom, in being very responsible, will bring up, like, you know, so when I'm gone, don't talk like that. And you know, it's just, you don't want to put yourself in that position. But it's so hard for us, and I wonder why culturally it is such a universal thing for us to get past.
Because living has been hard. So
That's
living
that's a word.
You're trying to talk about my dad? I'm trying to just figure out living.
That's real.
That's so real.
Well, as you guys know, as we get older and we forge these friendships, sometimes life events will just kind of shift our function in each other's friendships. How do you guys think Issa handles Molly's situation?
I think especially coming off of what they were dealing with in season 4, right? Where it's like they're both trying to be super intentional about their friendships and showing up for each other. Like, this is my friend, this is my girl, this is my sister, I love her, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do for her.
This is what friendship looks like past 35. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't just trips to Cancun, it is, so girl, you need my help.
Yes. So a big thing happens in this episode. Issa ends up blurting out that she loves Nathan. Shortly after she sees Lawrence at Condola, right, with the baby. So between Nathan not responding and the sight of seeing her ex with his baby, where do you think this leaves Issa?
I think that Issa is in a moment where she's kind of at a crossroads. Like, she's trying to leave this old relationship behind and move forward with this new man who, you know, they've been through a couple of trials and tribulations. It's taken them a while to commit and to get there. And I think she's feeling vulnerable and she's feeling grateful. And that's the recipe to express feelings.
Yeah.
And her feelings are that she loves him in that moment.
You don't think she means it? You don't think she means it?
I think that she does. I think that it's it just comes out, but I don't think that that's how she expected to say it.
That's fair.
And that it's not returned. And that's concerning.
Has Issa in real life said I love you first?
Never. You don't say I love you first. I felt it first. That's not a G move. You set yourself up like that? What? I never want to be in Issa D's situation. Like, that's my worst nightmare. So yes, I think...
You just wrote all the worst nightmares for this character.
For sure. Okay. Yeah, basically, you figured it out.
Thank you to Yvonne Orji for joining us and to you for coming to our wind down. We'll see you next week, guys.
See you next week.
Cheers. 5 more.